Hello children, welcome back to our science class again. Children, look at this photograph. What do you see here? This photograph, you can see here that it is the photograph of a very dense forest. Yes, this is the photograph of a very dense forest. So you can see here there are very big trees. Also there are small trees, grasses, shrubs, bushes, everything are there. So you can say that this is the picture of a very dense forest. Children, today we are going to discuss chapter 17 of our science textbook, that is Forests Our Lifeline. So children, do you know what are forests? So if I say forest, what do you mean by forest? Forest is a system comprising of various plants, animals and microorganisms. Forest is nothing but it is a system in which you will find many types of plants, animals and microorganisms. In a forest, trees are in the uppermost layer followed by the shrubs. In a forest, you will see that in the uppermost or the topmost layer, you will find the layer of trees, and below that you will find the layer of shrubs. The herbs form the lowest layer of the forest. In a forest, in the uppermost layer, you will see the tall trees. Then you will see shrubs. And in the lowest part, you will see the herbs. Then you will see in the floor, you will see the grass. Okay. So how it goes? It goes like this. First, you will see the big trees. Then you will see these shrubs. Then you will see herbs. And then you will see the grasses. So this is how the forest system entirely happens. Okay children, now let us move to our next topic. Forests. Forests serve as green lungs and water purifying system in nature. Forests are also known as the green lungs. Green lungs means lungs is a body part which is related to our respiratory system, is not it? That means lung is an organ which is related to the respiratory system of a living organism. Similarly, these lungs, as in our body, it is responsible for purifying the air. Similarly, forest also purifies the air of the entire world. So they are known as green lungs. And also, forest act as a water purifying system in nature. This is because forests purify air just as lungs do in our body. They have green colored trees, so these are known as green lungs. We know that forests have green colored trees, big trees, is not it? For this reason, these are known as green lungs. Forests are a very rich source of biodiversity. You can see many different types of plants, animals and microorganisms in the forest. So you can say that forest is a very rich source of biodiversity. There are many different types of flora and fauna in the forest. What do you mean by flora and fauna now? Flora means plants and fauna means animals. Okay children, you remember this. Flora means plants and fauna means animals. So forest contains different types of plants and animals within it. Some types of forest plants. Now children, let us discuss what are the different types of forest plants that we found in a or we will find in a forest. Number 1 is the neem. Neem is a very common plant, you know it. Neem trees are generally found in forest. Next is sesame. Sesame is a type of tree which you will also find in the forest. Then simmal. Simmal is another type of tree which you will find in the forest. Bamboo, sal, teak. These are palash. These are different types of trees that you will find in the forest. This picture is first of all the picture of a neem tree. Okay children? Neem trees are very big and you can find lots of neem trees in the forest. Next is shisham. Shisham is another tree which you will find in the forest. It is also a very big tree. Bamboo. Bamboo is very known to you. Bamboo is one of the most important component of a forest, and also simul tree. Simul is also known as simolu. Here you will find small white cotton balls growing on the plant or growing on the tree. This is also a plant which is generally found in the forest. Now children, let us look into a list in which you will find here the name of the plant and its use. Here we will write down the name of different types of forest plants that we can find in the forest, and let us write the use of the plants here. Number 1 is babul. Babul is a type of tree from which we can obtain gum. Okay children? Shisham, as we showed in this picture, you can see that this is the tree Shisham. Shisham is a very famous tree out of which you can find out timber. Timber means wood. Okay? Neem. Neem is always used for medicine. Next, sandalwood. Sandalwood means chandan. Chandan we use it for oil. Okay? Amla. Amla we also use it for medicine, and also we use it for amla oil. Sal. Sal is a type of tree which is also used for timber. That is, timber means wood. Okay children? Timber is nothing but it is wood. Wood. And teak is similarly also used for timber. Forest products obtained from plants. Now children, here we have learned that the different types of forest plants. Now let us learn what are the types of products that these plants give us. Number 1 is honey. Honey is a very common product that you can find from forest. These are actually given by the honeybees. Okay, you can see honey is a very important product which is found from the forest, because in forest you will find lots and lots of honeybees. Next is sealing wax. Wax is a type of wax which you can use for sealing. Okay, sealing wax. Sealing means to cover something. Next, kateku. Let us know what is kateku. Kateku is a substance which we generally use to light. From it, when we light kateku, what happens? Smoke comes out. Okay, and this is a smoke is used as a repellent for insects, and also other types of different types of insects we use kateku. Okay, this is a type of solid substance which you will burn, and from that smoke will come out. Next forest product is gum. Gum is a very common forest product which you can find from different types of forest plants. Many big forest plants are there which can produce gum. Sealing wax, as we have always said. Now this is the picture. You can see different types of forest products which you can find from the forest plants. Number 1 is honey. Next is sealing wax. This is a kind of wax which you can use to fix things. Also we can find wood or timber from forest from which you can prepare wooden statue. This is the picture of kateku children. Here if you burn kateku, it will release some kind of smoke, and this smoke is used as an insect repellent. Gum. Gum is a very common product found in forest, so it is a very useful product for human beings. We have seen that forests serve as a very rich source of biodiversity and also a very rich source of product for human beings. Children, there is a topic named as the crown of a forest. What do you mean by a crown? First of all, if I say you the word crown, this picture may be coming to your mind. This is the crown of a king. Suppose this is a king and this is the crown of a king. Crown means its uppermost headgear that the king is wearing. Okay. Similarly, forest also have crown. What type of crown does it have? The branchy part of the tree above the stem is known as the crown. What is crown, children? Do you know? This is a tree. Suppose this is a tree. This branchy part, this part of the tree is known as crown. This part which you can see, this part of the tree is known as the crown of the tree. Okay, so this is known as the crown of the tree. Now Crowns are of different shapes and sizes. As I have shown you in the diagram, crown, there is one type of crown shape and one type of size, but many different types of crowns are there. As for example, if you take the example of a pine tree that we have here, the shape of the pine tree is like this, is not it? I'm not very good at drawing. You can just imagine that this is a pine tree. This is a pine tree. Its crown is shaped like that. But there are some trees whose crown is shaped like this. So you can see in both the cases the shape of the crown is not same. So crown may have different shapes and sizes. Children, look at this picture. You can see there are different types of shapes of crown that is found here. This is a pine tree. The crown is in the shape of a long cone. This is an elongating type of crown. This crown you can see is round. This crown you can see is wide, and this crown you can see is a very wide one, inverted heart shaped one, is not it? So there are different types of crowns of a forest. If I ask you which part is the crown, you will have to say that this part, this part, this part, this part, and this part. This part is the crown of a forest. Next, we have to understand what is actually the canopy of a forest. Children, crown and canopy do not match to one another. Both are totally different things. Okay. Now canopy, let us know what is canopy. The branches of all tall trees looks like a roof. If you see the branches of tall trees, it seems that it is just a roof standing above in the forest. It acts as a roof over other plants of the forest, and it is known as the canopy of the forest. Children, if we see the diagram like this, suppose here is a forest, here a tree, here is a tree, here is a tree. Many trees are there. And if you stand here, you will see that this particular layer is completely covered up by the trees. It is almost like a roof. Okay. This layer is known as the canopy of the forest. Canopy of the forest. This layer is known as the canopy of the forest. Do you understand, children? This is known as the canopy of the forest. The branches of all trees look like a roof. It acts as a roof over the plants of the forest, and this is known as the canopy of the forest. Children, look at this diagram. Here you can see there are many trees up right there. They have different types of shapes of crown, and this layer in which it is covered so much that it appears like a roof of the forest, this is known as the canopy of the forest. Now the forest also has another part as we had canopy, that is known as understory. Now what is understory? Because of the crowns, we see different horizontal layers in forest. These horizontal layers are known as the understory of the forest. So crowns are there generally. Here you can see that there are crowns. Okay, these are crowns of a forest. If many crowns are there, in the below part of the crown, you will see that one horizontal layer is being built. This is the reason, because as you can see in this diagram, as you can see in this diagram, there are many different types of canopies. Okay, and because of these canopies, an horizontal layer is forming. It is not like the roof of the forest. Okay, here you can find an horizontal layer is having, and this horizontal layer is known as the understory of the forest. You can see this diagram and it will make you clear. See, this part is known as the understory. It is below, so it is understory. And this part is known as the canopy. This is known as the canopy of the forest. And children, this lower part is known as the understory of the forest. Forest floor. One more thing or one more component is there in a forest, that is none other than forest floor. Let us know what is forest floor. The ground of the forest is covered by leaves and decaying parts of matter. This is called forest floor. If you see in the ground of the forest, you will see that all the forest is covered by leaves. All the leaves is there, and also there are decaying parts of plants. Some plant has maybe died, and dead and decaying parts is getting in the floor. Okay, these will later on form a very important thing in your forest ecosystem, that is humus. We will know about it later. The forest floor is very dark in color. If you see in the floor, you will see that the floor is very dark in color and is covered by a layer of dead and decaying leaves, fruits, sweet seeds, twigs and small herbs. The forest floor is not a very vibrant in color as compared to that of a crown or a canopy. It is a very dark in color, and also it is covered by many different types of leaves. Decaying leaves are also there, dead leaves are there, fruits are even falling there, seeds are there, twigs are there, small herbs are there. It is very essential. So this area becomes dark because it does not receive adequate amount of rainfall or adequate amount of sunlight required for this area to become a very beautiful one as we have it here. The decaying matter is moist and warm because sun's rays cannot reach there. Why this decaying matter is moist and warm? Because it is so heavy in the uppermost part of the forest with understory and canopy that layer of sun cannot reach in the lowermost part. Because of this only we are having a very dark colored forest floor. Children, look at this diagram. In this diagram you can see that this is the forest floor. Here many leaves have fallen, many plants have died already, but still it is a very nutritious one because it has many manure on it. Okay, these areas are called as the forest floor. Now children, let us know what is humus. Did you understand? Do you know what is the meaning of humus? The dead remaining of plants and animals tissues are converted into directly dark colored substance. This substance is called humus. Humus is nothing but it is the remainings of dead plants and animals. When they convert it into a very dark colored substance, this substance is known as a humus. Mushrooms and all microorganisms of the forest, they generally feed on humus. All the mushrooms that are present in the forest, what do they eat? These are mushrooms, as for example, and all other microorganisms, they eat humus. This soil which has dead and decaying matter of plants and animals which have changed already its color to dark one, those children, those only microorganisms and these mushrooms they take for food. So children, this was the initial part of our chapter. In this picture you will see that there is the picture of humus. Okay, here you can see this black colored soil is nothing but it is humus. In here what has happened, many plants have died and its remainings are there in this area, and because of this area is becoming a very fertile one and its color has also changed into black, and this is known as the humus. Children, I hope you are all clear about what is humus, what is crown, what is forest floor, what is canopy, what is understory, and different forest products that we find from forest along with the plants. So children, this is for today. In our next class, we will be discussing about the later part of this chapter, Forest, Our Lifeline. Thank you all for your concentrations.